Hey guys, everybody makes mistakes, right? Well, if you're jumping into Project Zomboid for the first time or coming back after a long break, you're about to make a lot of them. So here are 8 mistakes everybody makes in Project Zomboid. Mistake number 1 is not covering or blocking your windows. When building a base or housed in a temporary one, it's important to keep yourself well protected and unseen, which is where curtains or sheets will come into play. Curtains will block both the players and nearby zombies from seeing through the windows, helping you stay hidden while looting or sleeping. Some houses will already have curtains on their windows, but uncovered windows can be covered manually with sheets. To add one, right-click the window and choose to add the sheet. Sheet curtains initially come rolled up, but can be lowered to cover it completely. And you can change this whenever you want. You can open them, you can close them. You can also right-click the window and remove the sheet entirely, which will return the sheet to your inventory. While curtains will be a big help initially, they don't really do well when it comes to fortifying or sound prevention, but with the power of a couple planks, some nails, and a hammer, you can get yourself properly fortified. You can add up to 4 wooden planks, or later on metal barricades. Barricades will slow intruders down and help protect your safe house, but they won't stop the zombies forever, and you won't be able to jump in and out of them once they're boarded up. Mistake number 2 is not protecting your digits. Be sure to wear shoes while traveling outside and especially around broken glass. Sturdy shoes or boots can help protect your feet from glass when walking near shards or climbing through windows with broken glass on the floor. If you're barefoot or in damaged footwear, you can get cuts which will cause you some bleeding, some pain, and even more serious problems if left untreated. The same also goes for your hands depending on what action you're taking, so gloves are also useful when handling or clearing broken glass. When breaking windows, make sure to use a tool or weapon instead of your bare hands to reduce the chance of injury. Once the glass is broken, right-click the window and remove or clear the remaining broken glass before climbing through. Climbing through uncleared glass can cause severe cuts, so check both the window and your character's equipment first. If you forget to do this, it's only a matter of time before you get glass lodged into your feet or hand or groin. At that point, you're going to need a needle and thread or a suture needle to stitch up the deep wound you're going to be having. Not pleasant if you ask me. Mistake number 3 is not getting some wheels. When you spawn in Project Zomboid, you don't start with a car or a car key off the bat, so you're going to have to find one. You can usually find vehicles in driveways or parking lots, and the keys for those vehicles can be found on the ground near the vehicle, inside building containers, in the ignition or the glove box, or even on nearby zombies. The vehicle key only works with that specific vehicle and is needed to start the engine, unlock the doors in the trunk, and use some of the dashboard accessories. As long as you have it in your inventory, you should be able to use it no problem. When you're close to the correct vehicle while carrying its key, a little key icon will appear above your character. At that point, you can press E to get in the vehicle and press V to use the vehicle menu with more access. Another workaround is to hotwire the car if you have 1 electrical or 2 mechanical skill, or if you don't want to work for that, you can also start with hot wiring if you spawn as a burglar. Not every car will be workable when you find it, but you can always open the hood of the car to inspect it if you need gas or if any car parts are broken. If you don't have gas or you're running out, you'll need to find gas and a hose, which are typically found in vehicle trunks, sheds, and other random shelves in the world. With a gas can and a hose, you can siphon gas from other cars or pull gas from a powered gas station. Mistake number 4 is not preparing for the power shutoff. Electricity powers all the appliances, refrigerators, ovens, washing machines, televisions, and all the lights around the streets. And power will work at the beginning of the game, but will randomly shut off around 2 weeks in game, depending on your settings. Once that point happens, all your appliances will stop working, refrigerated food will begin to spoil, and the streets and buildings will become a lot darker, especially if you're exploring at night. However, with the power of generators, you can restore power on nearby appliances, but they will require gasoline, which is consumed based on usage. The same applies with the gas station. You'll need to keep or bring a generator near the gas station to keep the pumps working. The generators must be placed on the ground, fueled, connected, and switched on to provide power. Also, never run your generator inside an occupied building because the exhaust will quickly damage your health. You can connect it to a house through the menu and fill it with 1 gas can while it's turned off. The fuel will remain inside if you move the generator, but it can't be siphoned back out like you can with cars. Now, connecting the generator is going to require you to have 3 electrical, which you can get through the electrician or engineer occupation, or with the How to Use Generators magazine. Bonus tip, don't forget to pay that toll, y'all. Drop a like or a sub, it really helps the channel out, and I appreciate you. Mistake number 5 is ignoring the carpentry skill. One mistake I see a lot of new players make is ignoring carpentry when I'd argue it's one of the most important skills in Project Zomboid. Carpentry is useful from the beginning, not just when you're trying to build your massive base. You can dismantle furniture for planks and nails, build storage crates, repair your walls, and eventually set up rain collectors before the water shuts off. If you need a lot of planks and you find an axe, you can chop trees down and saw the logs down into extra planks. To level up your skills, make sure to read the appropriate carpentry skill books, dismantle furniture and doors in random houses, and use the materials already around you to craft more furniture. A little early investment in carpentry can make the mid-game much easier. Also, keep an eye out for those woodworking VHS tapes. Even if you don't have any carpentry skill, these along with carpentry books will get you to the point where you can start crafting all the furniture you need a lot faster. Mistake number 6 is burning your house down, also known as improper kitchen safety. Cooking is another skill that can go wrong very quickly, especially when you're still learning how the game works. It is very easy to put something in the oven, walk away to do something else, and then completely forget about it. Before you know it, your food is burnt, the kitchen is on fire, and your base, along with all of your crates of supplies, are now gone. I have noticed the fire spread doesn't spread as much in build 42, but I feel like it's random and varies from person to person. So if you are cooking and you put something in the oven or on the stove, make sure you don't forget your food, and turn off your appliances after you finish cooking. Mistake number 7 is neglecting skill books and media. Leveling your skills in general will make surviving in the zombie apocalypse a whole lot more convenient, so when you do inevitably make a base for yourself, be it temporary or permanent, start hoarding important books, magazines, and especially skill VHS tapes. Skill books increase your experience you gain in specific level ranges, VHS tapes can provide extra experience quickly, and magazines or manuals can unlock recipes and useful knowledge. If you ever happen to find yourself near the library, or better yet the VHS store, a lot of random VHS tapes will give unique types of XP, but for basic recommendation, grab any car zone, woodcrafting, exposure survival, and cook show episodes. Obviously, you'll need a TV and electricity to watch these VHS tapes. All you need to do is turn on the TV, drag the VHS in the square VHS socket, and sit around and watch the XP points fill up. Just be sure you've read the corresponding skill book of that skill type for the extra XP bonus. In the event of your inevitable death, having a stash where you can find books and VHS tapes will significantly increase the speed to catch back up to where you once were. And lastly, mistake number 8 is getting attached. Don't immediately accept your run is over just because your survivor has been injured, infected, or placed in a terrible situation. If you do get bitten, your character is definitely doomed, but you can still use that remaining time to gather supplies, secure your base, or move important equipment somewhere safe for your next survivor. You may not be able to save that character, but you can still make their final days useful. In Project Zomboid, the goal is not to always survive forever. Sometimes the goal is just to make sure the next survivor has a better chance. Also, make sure to take all of your equipment off before you die, so your zombified self doesn't run off with all of it, and when you do have to kill your zombified self, you don't end up breaking any of your stuff. Making mistakes is a large part of the learning process in Project Zomboid, and even the greatest players can still fall for the simplest mistakes. But if this video has helped even a little bit, or you want to see some more Project Zomboid content, be sure to pay that toll and drop a like or a sub. And until next time, y'all, thanks for watching, and take care.